What's going on, you guys? Welcome into Faith Hunters podcast, episode number 5. This one's a big one for me. This one is going to be important, and I hope to provide you some information. Hopefully, this helps somebody because it's quickly turning into a mission of mine. So, a couple of disclaimers before we get started. One, no, I'm not a doctor. I may talk about prescriptions. I may talk about things that I've read, things that I've heard, things that I have used. I'm going to give you the information that I have on the topic. Not a medical professional. 2, my videos are one take. May edit out something where I misspeak or something and I want to go back and fix, but I don't do a whole lot of editing. So if I jump around a little bit, I'm sorry, there's no script. This is just from the heart, who I am, what I want to talk about. And 3, and this is an important one, if you clicked on this video because, hey, I know somebody that smokes and they need this information, relax. That's not what this is. It's not what this is from the standpoint of, oh, heck, let's just get right into it. In my opinion, there's not one person that smokes because of lack of information. There's very little that you're going to tell somebody or give somebody, or if you're watching this and you're trying to quit smoking, as that's what this is about. Wow, I quit smoking after 26 years, and it will actually be a series. Well, I'll go into effects and as we go down the road and help keep myself accountable. But when people that smoke, it isn't because of lack of information, especially in today's age, okay? There's nothing in here that I'm going to say about smoking. They're like, oh, I should tell somebody that smokes that. Or if you smoke, you're like, wow, I didn't know that. If you smoke, you know the reality. I'm going to go way deeper into it on a personal level with me, a faith level with me, and some things that have worked and haven't worked. And all I care about is if you watch this video and you're thinking about quitting smoking, hopefully you get something out of this. But here's the thing about me. I'm 45. I loved to smoke. I enjoyed smoking. Is the lie I told myself for 26 years. There was a brief stint where I quit for 18 months, which we'll go into here in a minute. But that's the biggest lie I ever told myself. You know, the biggest lie the devil ever told was trying to convince the world he didn't exist. Well, the biggest lie that you tell yourself about smoking, or that I told myself, I'll do this first person so I don't get the hate comments, is, oh, I love this. Man, oh, that first cigarette with that cup of coffee or that monster, man, that just felt so good. Did it? Did it? How did that cigarette help your life? I know we're going to get way off in the weeds here. So the first thing that I want to say, we'll go to point number 1. You've decided to quit. Okay. So since I know people don't watch these whole things, I'm going to get a couple things out of the way. The Easy Way by Carr. It's a British guy. It's $7-8 on Apple. I got it with Audible. I had heard about this book. It works. Yes, it's a British guy. Yes, it seems like old information, but it's not. But if you can stick with the book, which he lets you smoke while you're listening to it, that is one thing that I did that I'll talk about. 2, yes, there are drugs out there that you can use. I used Chantix when I quit for 18 months. I said I'll get into that, and why it didn't work. And then we'll get into the other things. So, but the first thing that I'll say is you have to want to quit for you. You cannot quit for any other reason. Well, let me phrase that. I'd say you can. I want you to quit for any reason you can find you should use. But I will tell you, if you say, well, cigarettes, man, they're $7 a pack. Well, I remember if cigarettes ever get to $4 a pack, I'm quitting. And then they were at 5, and they were at 6, and they were at 7, and I still bought them. Because if times get tight financially, it's like, well, to save money, I'll quit smoking. What happens when times don't get good financially? What happens when you get a blessing and you get that promotion that you fought real hard for, and now the financial reasons for not smoking aren't quite there? You wake up and you got that nasty cough and your lungs hurt. You're like, oh, my health's getting bad. I'm quitting smoking. And you quit, and then you get over the cold that you actually had when that happened. It's like, oh, whew, it wasn't. See, I knew it wasn't those dadgum cigarettes. I knew it was whatever it is. I'll go back to smoking. There are women, not a critique, I'm just an example, that will quit smoking for 9 months because of their having a baby, and that is very smart, obviously, and very healthy. But then they have the baby, life gets stressful. Having a newborn is stressful. I've had 4 of them. And then what happens? That circumstance for which you quit passes. So I will warn you that quitting because of circumstances can get you in trouble. Number 2 is you have to be honest. Because remember, I told myself that I loved smoking. It was so cool. I don't mean cool like it's cool, because I haven't been cool a day in my life. But I mean, it was cool. It was relaxing. That's daddy's relaxing time. I can sit on the back porch, and on my back porch, there's a greenway that goes out to a lake, and I can watch the deer and smoke a cigarette. Well, guess what? I could have watched those same deer, spent that same amount of time thinking, and done it without a cigarette. I'm just pointing that out. Just letting the points be out there. If you want to quit, you got to do it for you, because you lie and you tell yourself these things. And so that would be important to realize, is that everything break the truth to you, everything you think you do now because of smoking, people do every day without smoking. They do it without the smoking. So my smoking story is that I went in the Marine Corps at 18, and I had dipped some Copenhagen, being on the soccer team, trying to be cool. Total peer pressure. I will never forget my first cigarette. I will not say her name. She was actually a very good friend. Stole it from her mom. I stood in my back porch, smoked it, got an air freshener, make sure I was outside, holding it away from me while I was smoking so that my mom didn't smell it. Hey, guess what? If you're a smoker and you hang around anybody who's a non-smoker, they know, by the way. But then I went in the Marine Corps, and it was a time thing, and everybody in the Marine Corps, hey, what do you want to do? Let's go have a smoke. There's a lot of hurry up and wait in the Marine Corps. So I smoked for 9 years. I didn't hate it. I was young. I was 19, and back when you could smoke when you were 18. Thank God they raised the age to 21. But, it's still legal. So I went in the Marine Corps, then had kids, and I never once even thought about quitting, by the way, during this time period. There was no thought of quitting, no desire to quit. And then as I started getting a little bit older, and I went into sales, because that's what everybody did. And while in sales, outside sales, you really just didn't want to smell like a cigarette. So I went and took this new medication called Chantix, which you probably have heard of. Again, you talk to a doctor. Talk to a doctor if you have any questions about it, okay? You do that. And I quit within 3 weeks on Chantix, and this was when it first came out, and I didn't have suicidal thoughts. I really had no side effects, except that I had to eat when I took it, right? And I quit for 18 months, and that's when trap number 3 happened. I was working in a job. I was actually working with a tow company. We'd done a real big recovery, right? Real big deal. And everybody was sitting outside. There were probably 15 people. Everybody's smoking except for me. And I told myself the biggest lie that I will also warn you when it comes to smoking. I'll have just one. This will be my victory cigar. I had that one. I had another. And then the past 18 months were down the drain because I was smoking again. But get out of that. I go into an office job. I'm timing my smoke breaks. I get in, and then now I'm a truck driver, and I'm a trucking business. Now I'm 2-pack-a-day smoker at $7 a pack. You do the math on that. I didn't quit for financial. It just didn't hurt, right? And then I said, you know what? I got to quit. You know what I'll do? I'll go get Chantix, because Chantix worked. And for whatever reason, I cannot tell you what it was, about 4 months ago, I took Chantix, and I had an allergic reaction. I broke out in a rash while I'm truck driving on the road. Down my arms, I couldn't sit. My legs itched. Other places itched. And I was like, and it took me a week, because I'm not the smartest person, I'm South Louisiana educated, to go, probably shouldn't be doing this. The only thing I've changed is the medicine. Got off the Chantix, allergic reaction went away. So now I'm just going to be cursed to be a lifelong smoker. And I had listened to Alan Carr's Best Way, and again, just ridiculous how much simple information is in there. But I didn't listen to it again. I just applied it, and I do not know why. I cannot tell you the reason, but on December 13th, right at 30 days is where we're at right now, because 31 days in December, it's January 9th. We'll call it 30 days, give ourselves a little boost. I quit smoking, quit drinking Monsters, and I quit drinking full-flavored Dr. Peppers. A lot of stuff led up to that. There will be podcasts in the future on that, but I quit smoking December the 13th. And so I want to remind you that you can do it. That is the first thing I need to understand, because here's the thing, and I'll throw this in there. It's going to be hard. That is the lie that Nicorette will tell you. That is the lie that the tobacco companies will tell you. You'll hear it. This is the first thing when somebody talks about quitting smoking that they say in their advertisements. Quitting smoking is hard. We'll make it easy for you. Bull stuffing. They just need to sell a product. Anybody country music fans, a song called AA by Walker Hayes. I used to do Skoal and cigarettes. Now I'm just hooked on Nicorette. I will warn you about using placebos. I will, whether it's sunflower seeds, whether it's nicotine replacement. I don't know if they work. I'm not going to speak to that. I can't tell you what works for you. But I just decided that I was going to quit. But Kev, this is called Faith Hunters. You're a Christian. Don't you know it's not? Smokers do not smoke for lack of information. We smoke out of fear, and you smoke out of addiction. That is why I will say, my opinion, I'm allowed to have it. Most people smoke. It's just a habit. It's just what I do. There's no reason not to smoke. It's fun. It's cool. It's all in here. For me, quitting smoking was 90% mental. Period. You can make all the excuses you want. That's mental. What do you get out of smoking? Well, I can think better when you smoke. Can you? How much time are you taking away from your family? How many times have I been on my back porch smoking my cigarettes thinking that one of my kids would walk out and I have to shoo them back inside because I don't want them around smoke. I know it's bad. I'm not dumb, and neither are you. We all know it's bad, but we get told it's hard or we get told that you can't. What I made the decision was no more cigarettes, and that's what I quit. Now, I did use my Christianity when you will have withdrawals. It is an addiction. Alcoholics have them, heroin addicts have them. Your body will crave nicotine. And that is when I developed a quiet time and have really worked on my business, worked on Faith Hunters. And now, instead of sitting on the back porch smoking, because I don't smoke in my house, now I realize that my truck reeks because of smoking. So 30 days, how do I feel? I feel fantastic. I literally ran over when I was running. I walked my 5 miles. I ran almost a mile, and it was mile 4 that I did it. So what are my keys to quitting? Keys to quitting is 1, you have to do it for you. It can't be because of it. I'm going to quit for my wife. I'm going to tell you, I've been married for 26 years. My wife barely noticed. My wife has her full-time job and 4 kids and a house and her hobbies. Yeah, she is thrilled to death. I know it. But you may not have a cheerleader. You may have a cheerleader. I don't know your situation. I prefer you find one. I have my brother. He knows me, knows my personality. He's my cheerleader, right? But you people may come and go. I do it for my wife, and you get a divorce. Well, just go back to smoking. My grandmother smoked, and my grandfather died, and she quit, and my grandfather died. She went back to smoking. It's very easy to go back to. I will warn you. Understand your body is going to want the nicotine, but a nicotine, in my opinion, a nicotine withdrawal symptom is no different, and you'll hear this in the Alan Carr thing. It's a hunger. You don't need nicotine to live. Again, whether just nicotine or smoking, I'm talking about the smoking. Find a piece of paper, light it on fire, and smoke it. So this makes me feel good. I can get a dopamine hit off Facebook. It's all chemicals in your body. Research that. Understand that. That's why I said with the Alan Carr thing that you can actually smoke while you listen to the book, because he wants you to hear what he's saying, and I'm asking you to hear what I'm saying. Don't buy into the lie that, it's hard. That's what they want you to believe. Don't buy into I'll do this, I'll gain weight. Well, you know what? I've lost 20 pounds since I quit smoking, because I started exercising. But a lot of people, so you'd rather be, I don't want diabetes, I want lung cancer. Pick your poison. But you are poisoning yourself, and you know this. Like I said, the point of this video isn't to provide a bunch of information that you already know. You know the information. Get that book, not sponsored. Matter of fact, Mr. Carr is dead. But get a support group. Look online. Talk to a doctor. But make it about you and make your life better. Your life, hear me now, believe me later, will be better without cigarettes. My life in 30 days is better without cigarettes. I had to be honest with myself. I had to face some tough truths. But once I've had 30 days and I've taken, the bird's eye view and said, wow, I couldn't smoke in my truck, and so I would get irritable when I was riding with my kids, or my kids would get in, and now that I can smell it, now that I can taste some food, I like to barbecue. I can taste the food now. Quitting smoking was the best thing I have ever done, and I'm 45 years old. So if shoot me an email. The email's down below if you need help. You need just somebody, hey, if I glanced over something, put a comment down below. If you've quit smoking, put a comment down below. Let people see it can be done. I'll try and respond where I can. If I miss something, I'm just telling you, I'm begging you. There will be more videos on this, because this is now becoming a life passion now that I'm seeing the other side after 26 years of being a moron. So you got this. You need anything we can do at all to help, let me know. Put it down there in the community. Let's get this out here, and let's kick the butt. Talk to you later.